Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have another episode of The Road to Glory. I don't post too much of these, to be honest with you, because I feel like it's better to post when I actually have something unique and interesting during that time period. Like, I guess the Foot Heroes one would have been dope, because I did actually end up packing Foot Heroes Cole, which is a great card to pack, obviously, just not for the playstyle that I currently need, right? But with the team that you guys see here, this is a team that I might be making in the future after all the games that I played today, after reaching the goals of this account. For now, I'm kind of thinking of doing this because I honestly just need to fit Correa in the team, because I don't really think, like, I don't know, because I haven't used like Ben Yedder, right? Ben Yedder isn't a card I used yet in the striker position, because some people say that they like him a lot there. But Correa is genuinely the only player I can use in the striker position currently. But I really need him to get like a promo card that's like a gameplay objective or something, because like I said, he's genuinely the only person that I can use there. This card has 50 games played, 41 goals, and 21 assists playing in the striker position. Now, again, it's not like crazy impressive, because the biggest thing with Correa for the top divisions is dribbling, right? Because you notice his composure and his mid 80s area for dribbling. But you guys know me, when it comes to playing FIFA, I need their attacking AI and their movements to just move a certain way, which Correa does. He's just very complicated to use when you're up against like meta defenders that kind of just like push him off the ball easily because of that low composure and stuff. So guys, the card is discard, but he's literally a monster. He really is, man. I can't use anybody else. I've used Joe Cole at striker. I've tried to use, well, other than players like Rashford and stuff, because I haven't given those guys a go. The lower tier cards like Benzema and stuff, like those guys just don't fit my playstyle for that lone striker position. But Correa just fits it so nicely, right? But yeah, the custom tactics that I am using right now, I guess you can't search when you have concept players in, huh? So we'll just put some random players in the club right here. I have to actually take them out of the squad here. But yeah, I am planning on getting like maybe those two to get some chemistry links, as well as fitting Correa into the team. But essentially the tactics that I am using is actually base tactics from Viperalization. I was trying out his defensive and attacking tactics. I did change the instructions, however, to a few things, right? So with the fullbacks, I have them on stay back, step up. I have step up for all of the defenders. The reason why I put step up for all the defenders, and I'm trying this out, right? This is not like a me making a formation tactic video, because I'm not 100% with it yet. But the reason why I have the step up tactic is because there is a specific attacking movement in this game when you are defending, right? There's moments where if their players are on getting behind with two strikers, or all four of the attackers are on getting behind, what it does is that it pushes your back line farther back, and your defensive mids are further away from that back four. I've noticed that being a pretty consistent thing from that specific tactic. So the reason why I have the step back tactic is that when people are making these passes, pressing up against my defenders, I want my defenders to try to get that ball back aggressively, right? So the step up definitely helps out a lot. You can see here, step up and mark opposing attackers tighter when they are free to receive a pass, right? So that specific thing I did want to adjust. I feel like the quality of defenders that you have is definitely going to matter. The physical type dudes is going to be a big deal, like Kempembe's, Marquinhos, those types of guys. But yes, I am experimenting with this. It might actually stay as one of my tactics in the future, depending on the situation of the team, right? In the CDM position, I was using De Jong and Bruno Fernandes, right? So Bruno Fernandes, I actually switched some of his instructions to not be on cut passing lanes, because he's not as defensive oriented as someone like De Jong can be, right? So I put him on cut pass lane, stay back, free roam, cover center, while Bruno was more of a player that was on these tactics, right? So the free roam is always a very helpful tactic to have. I love free roam because it offers me this extra attacking support, and you'll always have that one CDM that kind of stays back most of the times, right? It's always good to have a good balance between those two players. The strikers on balance because of Correa. I like Correa's attacking AI. I don't want to adjust it. It works out perfectly for me. I'm just switching some of these players to show you guys exactly how it's lined up in game, like for the top attack, right? Yeah, this is how I was kind of like lined up for the main squad. The Cam is on comeback and defense. I think Viperalization puts them on get into the box. I like comeback and defense because I don't need to give that instruction to Fakir because he's already base mechanics wise a player that has aggressive attacking AI, which he'll make those runs for me. So I like him just to be on comeback. The Lamb and the Ram, just to get some attacking AI out of the players, is on get into the box and come back in defense. To be honest with the Ousmane Dembele, I think is a card that's probably sick on full chemistry. Finishing is definitely a letdown from time to time, but I'm looking for something different attacking AI-wise in that position. And it might be someone like Carrasco with his high work rates, or maybe because of the new inform card, or maybe someone like Vinicius. If I were to ever pack him, he'd be pretty cool too, right? But yeah, base characteristics for each individual card, you guys know me, I think is very important when it comes to using these types of players, right? What you guys are actually going to see today is me trying out a Portuguese Liga NOS team as well to try to play in division rivals, because we were in Division 1 and I wanted to see if I can get into the Elite Division just using that team. To be honest with you guys, I feel like for this year's game, using fun-oriented cards like those guys, like, you know, me using players, I don't know, like for now, right, like a rare gold João Felix and stuff, like they just don't move across the pitch that well. Gelson Martins is awful. Like I scored some goals with those two, but Gelson Martins and João Felix were really bad, which obviously is to be seen because they're cards that I'm playing in the higher divisions with their rare gold versions. But they have, I would say that Gelson maybe has potential, but João Felix does. But, you know, the medium work rates on João Felix, the way that Gelson dribbles, it's just not ideal, man. The surprise for this team, honestly, like when I switched it to that point, was Rafinha, man. Rafinha's card is actually really good. Now, the unfortunate thing with it is obviously the finishing, right? So 77 finishing, 84 for shot power, but you guys know me, man. I go for high percentage strikes more than anything. So the fact that he has 84 attacking positioning, 84 for shot power at 77 finishing, it's still okay, man. Like I was using him on the engine chemistry style and he genuinely impressed me. I feel like this year, guys, in the side positions, especially for Lamb and Ram, I really enjoy using high work rated players there. That area with the comeback defense and the get into the box with a good stamina, I'm noticing a lot, man, because with a card like this, 5'9", high, 4-star, left footed on that left side, works out really well. And here's the thing about this Rafinha card, like here, this is an example of me trying to show you guys that the amount of goals and assists that you have does not signify whether or not the card is a monster. Like that return doesn't always make sense, because I'll tell you guys this right now, man. My João Felix was scoring a lot of goals and assisting a lot of goals more than this Rafinha card, obviously, but this card right here is more influential for the team because of how it moves, right? Like Rafinha playing in the side position and supporting Fakir and Correa, always utilizing those middle positions, is really cool to work with. So yeah, I definitely switched the team up a bit. I was trying to use a Liga NOS Portuguese team, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man, the fun teams this year, very difficult to use, bro. Like very difficult. My back line, Cancelo and Bernardo Silva with Bruno Fernandes, it was Cancelo. Bernardo Silva is cool, but like obviously like not crazy meta because of weak foot, but he's really sick. He has potential because of the upgrades as well. Cancelo, Bruno Fernandes was pretty decent, but dribbling is a little bit weird with him, like I mentioned in the review to you guys. And I was also using Renato Sanchez. Renato Sanchez is a freaking monster, man. Absolute beast. The only thing that's a problem with him is the links with certain players, for sure. But he's actually so freaking good. Like maybe in the future I can feel like Bruno Fernandes with Ronaldo and Renato Sanchez in the team, like in a 4-5-1, because of that triple link setup between Bruno and Ronaldo. But for now, I do have to use the team as it is because Correa and Fakir playing it through that middle areas, they're the only two players that perform the way that I need them to perform. But I am going to show you guys some highlights of the games that we were playing today. I'm going to show you guys the teams that we were using, all of that good stuff, and we will take it from there. So yeah. Okay, guys, so the initial highlights that you guys are going to see for now is going to be the Liga NOS Portuguese team. I was using the team because I wanted to see if I can get into the Elite Division with a more mediocre squad, obviously, because the Portuguese Liga NOS team, it's not necessarily the craziest, but it's not terrible either. I had to switch the team at some point because I feel like because of the default park the bus tactic, you really need unique players if you don't play formations like the 4-4-2 or the 4-1-2-1-2, right? So because those two formations I can do well with, but they're not my ideal formations. That's why I had to make the switch, because if you're really good with the 4-4-2, honestly, you can use a super generic team and do absolute work with it because of the instructions that you can give it, because of the movement that the players actually kind of offer you. But like I said, even in the beginning of this year, I tried to use it and it just wasn't necessarily for me. But if I play more games this year, guys, you guys know me, you guys know how I work. I always try to figure out every formation, every tactic in the game as much as possible with the way that the players perform from their own base characteristics. So it always is something that I do try to adapt to. But yeah, so as I was saying, right, with the Rafinha situation, João Felix, of the goals and the assists, man, is not a huge indication of whether or not a card is amazing or not for you, right? Like with Rafinha, I think you guys saw on that little thing, I had like maybe 1 assist, maybe 1 goal with him. And but Rafinha was an absolute game changer, because you guys are actually going to see at some point in these highlights, when I switch to that initial squad, you're going to see that I actually subbed on Rafinha from the bench. And then from that sub, I'm like, oh my God, the way that Rafinha's, you know, kind of committing certain attacks for me is actually working out really well. And obviously we're going to experiment with it more, but he genuinely surprised me. Like in the first game, I was like, yes, this is the type of card that I'm definitely going to need in the squad, right? But you guys can see from the build-up that with João Felix, he does make certain runs that actually end up working out really well. It's just that he doesn't do them quick enough in certain areas that I need him to do it in, right? Like with Fekir, I can always trust Fekir to have the right aggressive attacking AI in the moments that I need him to be really, really good, right? So it's just something that works really well for me. But in this game, guys, I always explain to you that it's always important to look for the extra pass when you go for the extra shot cancel, when you go for the extra skill move. There's always empty space that ends up opening up, which is something that you always have to take into consideration when playing this game, right? Luis Diaz was a really fun card to use, but I was using him as a striker, and to be honest with you guys, like I just hit a point with him where I was just like, you don't have that unique striker attacking AI that I need for me to score some of my opportunities. Like in a game like this, you could see that when I'm attacking, a lot of the breakdown right here is from me actually doing stuff with Luis Diaz individually, right? So there's a point where I noticed that was a consistent thing with the way that I was breaking down the attack. There was no unique movement in the other areas, like with Gelson Martin and stuff. Like there was nothing really special about it. So that's when I noticed that I had to make a specific change in the team. There's certain runs that your players make in the cam and striker position where you notice that they do make those runs, but the patterns of play that you have in your head is a little bit different to how you want them to move into the space, because you know that if you make this certain pass of this aggressive run that the player does, they might get blocked, or you might not have a passing option after you make that pass. Like that's the type of stuff that I feel like is very, very important to see, right? So a lot of situations here, you can see that I'm kind of like breaking down the attack myself, right? Do a shot cancel, we go backwards, always working that middle space as much as possible, because honestly, it works really well this year. It's always looking for that extra pass that is super ideal, right? So Bernardo Sanchez, guys, like I said, absolutely amazing. He was incredible for me. Over here, we have a situation with Bernardo Silva where we're attacking the side positions. João Felix gets into the right position at the right time through the middle for us to score that opportunity. So you can see from the build up here, using Gelson Martins with his skill moves, his pace, I try to go for a law pass against him. Doesn't work out. I was very forced, to be honest with you. Bernardo Silva, nice little shot cancel. Look at this for a pass to Bernardo Silva once he makes that initial run, because I saw him do that aggressive attacking AI run. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this out, because if you do a regular pass in FIFA, there's actually a lot of moments where they avoid the defender, because that's the actual like passing assistance on the game. So there's moments of it. It's not a consistent thing, but it's something that I go for because sometimes it just works out better than just going for the through ball. So here is where you're going to slowly see me switch my team. I've already switched the team actually at this point, because in that game specifically, guys, I was using João Felix as a cam, and he was doing nothing for me, right? So the moment I switched on Fekir, and he had that aggressive attacking AI movement to get into that position for me to score that opportunity, it was just so noticeable. So I was like, nah, this is starting to frustrate me now, so I have to switch the team. Like I said, for this team and the cost so far, I think that Dembele is the main part that bothers me for now. Yeah, because one thing, I would want to have him on full chemistry, and the other thing is I would love to use him in the side positions on the strong side, right? So left foot on the strong side. With Rafinha, you could totally do that and use left foot on the right side for sure. It's just a personal preference of mine of how I break down the attack, where I actually want to use strong foot on the strong side as much as possible, right? So it's just personal preference at the end of the day. You're going to see in this game right here, I had to switch out Cole because I could, guys, early on this game, okay, I told you guys the striker position is going to be the most important position in the game this year because of the way that these guys move across the pitch, the way they finish their opportunities. Look at what happens here, bro. I take out João Felix, or I take out Joe Cole from the team. Joe Cole's more of like a side player that I would use, right? Not as a lone striker. With Correa, we scored the goal immediately from a really good breakdown. The way that the team was moving across the pitch, like that attacking AI, with Fekir being aggressive, pushing forward to be in that position, with Correa working off of Fekir. I need those things to do well in this game. I'm telling you guys, bro, like the tactic changed from Viperalization in regards to attacking and defending. That part of the tactic changed my game style. It really did, because making the team more wide while having two aggressive players through the middle and having a potential of cutting inside from the left and the right guy, it's really, really nice to work with. Like I said, guys, players like Heung-min Son in that Lam and Ram position, absolutely gorgeous to work with. If I could put Heung-min Son in that Ram position with Rafinha off to the left side, it would be beautiful. But obviously we can't do that for now. Maybe in the future we'll be able to. But yeah, guys, that is conclude the video for today. We did hit the Elite Division on the Road to Glory. Honestly, guys, it's not that big of a deal because it is the end of the season, but it is the time that I actually had to play the game. I played the game mostly in the last like week and a half, 2 weeks, because I was really busy doing like the player review stuff from like the other players, you know, basically just trying to take it from there. So maybe in the new season we'll try to get up there a little bit earlier so we can get more red picks. But guys, I've seen Nick's red picks, and honestly he has like maybe like 2 decent ones, and I got Rafinha from literally playing up until 6-1 in foot champs, you know what I'm saying, like with the team before. So I'm not like too fussed about not doing it, especially since it doesn't completely revolve around my content. But yeah, we ended up hitting the Elite Division. Team is working out so far. We do have to fix a few things here and there. It's weird with Correa, man, because I even mentioned to you guys that Correa is someone I have to switch in the future, but I cannot switch to anybody. It's one of those things, man. Like I said, I noticed the dribbling, but it's just nobody else moves the way that he moves in that area for me personally, with the way that the other players move. So it's just something that we have to kind of adapt to for now, and hopefully we get lucky and pack a nice little card in the future to play in the striker position. But for now, guys, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.